Welcome back. When are presidential candidates introduced into the world of national security, and how and when are they briefed while campaigning?
Well, a new book explains all of it. It's called The President's Book of Secrets, the untold story of intelligence briefings to America's presidents from Kennedy to Obama. It was written by former CIA intelligence officer David Priess, and he joins us now. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
So yeah, are the four candidates on the GOP side and the two on the Democratic side, have they been briefed?
Well, they probably will be brought in eventually, but remember, a couple of them are already familiar with the crown jewels. Hillary Clinton, as Secretary of State, received the president's daily brief every day for 4 years. Marco Rubio has served on the Intelligence Committee in the Senate, so they're no strangers to secret intelligence. But very soon, the candidates will start to get briefings. Certainly after the convention, they will start to get briefed. And the CIA briefers take great care to make sure, through history they have, to make sure that they get the same information and there's no bias.
It's amazing. So let's go back in history. Start with Truman on this, and sort of the genesis of the daily briefing. He was totally out of the loop on knowing about the atom bomb.
He didn't even know the Manhattan Project existed. FDR had kept him out of the loop. So he assumed the presidency upon Roosevelt's death, and he found out about it. He vowed that in the future, other presidents would not be as caught off guard as he was, so he started the tradition of briefing the major party candidates, usually after the conventions, but occasionally before the conventions, to make sure that they would be up to speed. Jimmy Carter, for example, in 1976, he was ignorant of foreign intelligence generally. He asked for and received a CIA briefing even before the Democrats nominated him to be president.
And it's a good thing. I mean, it must really change the way some of these guys look at the world. Here, they're out on the road campaigning on certain issues, and then conceivably they find out information that contradicts their own views. Does that happen?
Yeah, and there's a dangerous idea here, which is without these briefings, a presidential candidate may do or say something that either exposes an ongoing intelligence operation or boxes him in once in office.
Yes.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
John F. Kennedy, 1960, he was attacking Vice President Richard Nixon on the campaign trail for not supporting Cuban anti-Castro exiles enough. Well, guess what? There was a covert action doing exactly that ended up leading to the Bay of Pigs invasion. Kennedy didn't know about it. Vice President Nixon, who did know about it, had to just shut up and not say anything to avoid exposing the covert operation.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Just how in-depth do these intelligence briefings go? I mean, you don't want the losing candidate to have highly classified information, do you?
Now, the briefings usually after the conventions, the briefings are informational overviews of the intelligence picture. After a president is elected, but still not in office, then they get introduced to the president's daily brief and all of the top-level secrets within that.
Are they sworn to? What sort of secrecy surrounds these briefings, and what are they allowed to say, do, carry to their staff members when they're out there campaigning?
We don't know the details of every briefing. That's something that's held very tightly. But I'll tell you, through history, what has happened is these candidates have not exposed the intelligence they have been receiving. And that's been a good thing for everyone. The voters deserve to know what they're going to do with their intelligence for many reasons. That's an issue we should be asking. But in terms of the content of these briefings, we're all better off not knowing what secrets are within those.
Yeah, we probably are. I'd still like to know, though. David, thanks a lot for joining us. Your book sounds great.
It's fascinating.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, David.
All right, once again, it's called The President's Book of Secrets, the untold story of intelligence briefings to America's presidents from Kennedy to Obama. 4 minutes before the top of the hour, coming up.